Yeah.
of the Word of God, hearing the Word of God, like you said, faith.
Yeah, good Christian music. There's scriptures in Christian music that can encourage you, build faith.
What's your name?
Patrick.
Patrick, Jake and Patrick.
Yeah, we just met yesterday through a TLR map. It's a Christian website where people can put their dot on there, and so other people can connect with other Christians.
Connect with your community and hopefully touch people's hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you
Yeah.
guys are
Well, God bless you guys. It was so nice to meet you, and we're going to keep praying for you that you'll have that faith someday. We want to see you in heaven someday with us.
You're going to try to save me next.
Yep, we're going to save this guy next. All right. God bless you guys.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, bye-bye. Hey guys, we're just out here trying to encourage people in their faith. You guys, you ever read the Bible before, or thought about God?
I used to go to church, but not really much anymore.
Yeah, I used to.
Yeah. Okay. That's very common. Because unfortunately, yeah, I used to go to church too. I don't go to church anymore either. But I do meet with people online. I have Bible studies just on WhatsApp. We just have a video call and we read the Bible together. And it's just amazing, what's happened in my life. Right? I used to totally ignore God, and I was smoking and drinking and drugs and all that. And
That's part of the fun, right?
I thought I was having fun until I actually started seeing it killing me, And then I started feeling the devil kind of whispering he wanted to use me, and I was like, no way, I ain't going with you, devil.
So what you're saying, when you were, say, smoking weed or drinking, you felt the devil trying to take control?
Not until this last 2-week period. I mean, I went about 3 or 4 years of smoking pot and drinking and doing cocaine and drugs, and but it came to a point. It was actually as I was giving up all my morals. The devil can see that when you start giving up your morals.
You're starting to spend your money instead of on your personal products, drugs.
Oh yeah, I spent all my money on drugs.
Yeah.
But it was this one particular drug that I always thought it was just the most horrible, drug, acid, LSD.
Oh,
and so it's like whoever does that, man, they're totally giving themselves over to evil.
They're the worst person ever.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And so, but I was getting so depressed just doing the other drugs. They weren't really getting me high anymore. I wasn't getting drunk. It just couldn't get any peace out of it anymore. And so it came to this point where I was like, these my friends I was with, bad friends, and they were doing acid a little bit. So I was like, okay, well maybe I'll try it. I'll try it and just see. I just did like a quarter hit the first time. It's like nothing really happened, and then I thought, okay, well try a little bit more, and see what that's like. And I never really did have a real big trip, I never did enough to do that. But the devil saw that I was willing to start, I was desperate for peace. And so that's when the devil actually started whispering subliminal messages through rock music for a 2-week period. I started feeling like the devil wanted to use me to maybe be a drug dealer or encourage young kids to be into drugs or just stuff like that. I just started feeling that, not hearing any audible voice or nothing. But it scared me, and I was like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. But then it came down to this one night, I was just getting really desperate, and I lied to my mom about my car. I told my mom, the car's broken down, I need $100, I got to get a new starter. And I took all that money, and I bought a 1/4 ounce of weed, a 1/2 gram of coke, and some acid, and stayed up all night doing that, and it didn't even get high. I was like the most miserable ever.
That's how you know when you're at the point where you just gotta stop.
Yeah.
Because when you're spending $100 to $200 a day on drugs, and it's not even doing anything.
Yeah, it didn't even do anything good for me. Yeah. And then this buddy after that night comes over, and I didn't know this guy very well, but I knew he was into Black Sabbath and stuff. He always had the Black Sabbath t-shirts on, so I was like, I didn't never listen to Black Sabbath. That was to me, that you're just outright worshiping the devil, man. I don't want to be with the devil. I can't really figure out how to walk with God, but yeah, I didn't want to be with the devil either. I knew about the devil, but he wasn't revealing himself yet. So he comes over and he asked, oh, you guys want to go out with me to get high before I go to school? It was early in the morning. We had stayed up all night. And so I said, sure, whatever. We'll get in the car. So we get in the car. He starts driving out of town. There's this mass of black clouds. He's driving straight towards it. I was like, whoa, this is weird. He puts in a Black Sabbath tape. Like I said, I'd been getting kind of these messages through music up until that point. And the first thing I hear on this music is, how would you like to know what it's like to be the chosen one? I was like, what? Chosen for what? No, devil, I'm not chosen for you. I ain't going with you. And at the same exact time, I felt God saying, if you want to go to hell, go ahead. I'm not gonna chase you anymore. I felt like God's hand, like I'd been ignoring God for about he was like his hand was on my back, like trying to pull me, turn me around for like about 8 months, because I had been sober for a couple years before that, and I got back into drugs, and I felt like God was trying to turn me around. I just kept ignoring it, and then it's like his hand. I felt his hand came off of me, and it's like, if you want to go to hell, I almost heard it audibly. If you want to go to hell, go ahead. And I was like, no! Terror. I mean, I've never felt terror like that since before. And I said no, and I made the guy turn the car around on the road. And when that car turned around, my life completely turned around, because I said to myself, yeah, well, no, I did fall back in years later, but I'll tell you how that happened though in a second. But when that car turned around, it clicked in my mind. It says, well, if the devil is real, then God must be real. And then the Bible must be real. So that was what happened for me. It clicked, and I said, okay, God, I know you're real. I'll do whatever you want. I'll do whatever you want. And that's when I made him turn that car around. And from that point, for 2.5 years, that's all I did was whatever God wants. You know, what would Jesus do? That was popular saying at the time, WWJD. What would Jesus do? So I asked myself questions like that, you know. What would Jesus do? What would you? And I kept doing that. I didn't know what I was doing. I was actually being led by the Spirit. That's actually a verse in Romans that you have to do that to be with God. But I was actually doing that without even knowing that verse yet. And I started Bible study in my house. I started prayer meetings in my house. Had the whole youth group coming over twice a week. I was playing drums in the worship team, you know, every Sunday. And I thought, hey, man, this is great. We were even going to Christian roller skating. I was into Christian heavy metal. I had my car painted up. I had 777 written. I had a little 240Z Datsun. I had Jesus is the way written on the back, a big whale tail, a dove on the front with a cross in its mouth. It was a Jesus freak, man. Total Jesus freak. It was the Jesus mobile, yeah. And I was like, this is it, man. I'm following Jesus 100%. It's either black or white. And the car was black and white. Because to me, everything was black or right. Everything is right or wrong. It's period. You know, there's no gray. There's no in between. You're either walking with God or you're walking with the devil. That's what I thought at the time, right? And so I thought, man, I'll never lose this relationship with God, right? So 2.5 years in, I'm doing Bible studies and prayer meetings in my house twice a week. Got the whole youth group coming over. And this little voice whispered in my head. I mean, I was calling them up, picking them up in my car every week. I was doing everything I could to get people to come to Jesus, right? Yeah. Everything. Calling them, picking them up. But this little voice whispered in my head one day, you know, if they really wanted to come, because I thought, well, you know, they don't seem as interested in God as I am. You know, maybe they're just coming for the wrong reason. Maybe they just want to have a social club, you know. Yeah. Is that really what I want to do, is just lead people to have them in a social club, you know? That's not getting them saved. And so what this little voice said to me, if they really want to come, they could call you. They could call you and ask for a ride, right? So I just pulled back just a little bit from doing everything. And that led to a little bit more pulling back, a little bit more pulling back. And then pretty soon I'm outright going back into sin. And after that, I ended up ditching God for a woman. I had been trying to find a Christian girlfriend for months, and many of them came, but I just wasn't quite attracted to them. But I ended up seeing this one girl at a party.